Hey everybody, welcome back for day 25 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are all doing well and enjoying your weekend. As for me, I am starting to feel better. I still sound kind of yucky, but we're getting there. Anyhow, 100 Days of Halloween, what am I doing? For those of you who are new here, because I do have a few new people, my friend Ranee over at the Woolly Llama Shop had discussed with me wanting to do a Halloween blanket this year for the 100 Days of Halloween and breaking it down into making 6-inch squares, one every day for the 100 days, putting them together to make this awesome, very creative Halloween blanket. I was on board because last couple of years I've wanted to make a Halloween blanket, just was too busy with lifey stuff and never got the chance. So I told her I wanted to join in, and that way we could cheer each other on, hold each other accountable, or yeah, all of that. So my words are still, yeah. But anyhow, so we started on, I believe it was July 23rd, and we are now on day 25. So as of today, we are 1/4 of the way through 100 Days of Halloween. And so far, I have been able to keep up with my squares. Now, Ranee is doing hers a little different. She's more structured. She has hers all planned, well, kind of planned out. She scoured the internet. She has a big long list in her computer. Each one has a number attached to it, and she draws numbers at random, and whatever fate decides is the next square she does. I, on the other hand, am doing mine more of at whim, whatever inspiration strikes me, and so far it's working, and I hope it continues. So we finished our first 10, because if we're doing 100 squares, each row is going to be 10 by 10 blocks, and so I've been counting mine in 10. It's easier for me to keep count of. And then we finished the second set of 10. So we've done 1 through 10, 11 through 20. Now we are working on 21 through 30. And of course, today is day 25. So for day, I'll do a real quick recap. For day 21, I did Jack the Pumpkin King. And all it was a basic circle and a granny square. I freehanded the cashew-shaped eyes, stitched on the mouth, all of that. I do believe that I will still have the tutorial information for this granny square, the plain granny square, in the description box. I've been leaving it in there because I've used it a lot. And I try and put all the information for whatever square, if there's tutorials or a written pattern on a blog post. But if it's free-handed, I'll put in there that, yeah. So day 22, because we had Jack, I did Sally. And she is free-handed as well, with the starting point of the circle in the solid granny square. And I did the Red Heart Super Saver stripes in the neon stripes, and just let the colors flow when it came to the squaring it off part, so it looked like her patchwork dress. So there was day 22 for Sally. Day 23, we all know I was sick, and I was working on some applique squares. I just didn't get them finished, and I had done some prior, done up some out of a skein of this Red Heart Super Saver jumbo stripes in brights, because I like the way the colors flow. And so I pulled one of those out, and that is the square that I'm going to be using for day 23. Still unsure if I'm going to, if at some point I find a small applique that I think is super cute, that wouldn't cover up too much of my color changes, then we will revisit this square at another point and put that on. But until then, right now, I'm liking it because it's kind of breaking up all the busyness of all of the appliques, because there's been a lot. But anyhow, that was day 23. Day 24, so yesterday. I really liked this spiral square that is from the Sirdar Halloween blanket crochet along. I do believe you have to sign up to have access to the pattern. I'm almost positive, but I know there's a spot on there, and I put the information in yesterday's video. I will leave it in there today since we're still talking about this square. And I think it takes you to the page, and there's a whole list, and currently we are on week 4. So this, I believe, was week 2 that they released, because there was 3 different squares. There was an eyeball, a circle, and a square, which will later become a skeleton, and then this spiral. And I just went ahead and did that. And I had this smidgy bit of some of this left over from when I did all the squares. And so I've been trying to use it up, and that's what the orange is. And I had started to transition. I will use up the rest of that little smidgy bit ball, because I know it's not enough for a full square, by doing probably some more of these or a different kind of spiral. So that was what I did with this one for day 24. So day 25, what did I do? Well, I got back to work on the applique that I was working on when the bottom fell out of the sickness in the house, and I decided it was time that it needed to get finished. Yeah, because it was only partially done, so I had to finish it. And so I started with a red square, and I was like, okay, what is something I haven't done? Not quite as whimsical design, whatever. So Missy went to freehanding again, and I was grabbing smidgy bits of this, smidgy bits of that, and I ended up doing this little scarecrow girl with the braided hair. I just did a plain circle. Yes, I gave her safety eyes again, and they are flattened. You can't tell they're in there. I gave her some little bangs. I just took a long 6 pieces of yarn, tied them in the center, tied them to the top of the head, braided them down the sides, tied them off, and then cut them even. And like I said, I just put some little bangs in there, and then I just freehanded a little hat and gave her a little triangle nose and a little stitched mouth. I was going to put some little rosy cheeks, but I was like, nah, I'd been working on her too long. She was done. So there's day 25. I cannot believe we are a quarter of the way through, guys. A quarter of the way through. This is going by so fast. All of these for this next group of 10. And I am actually surprised I'm still keeping up right now, but I think it's because I'm getting so much inspiration. And we do have some other people who have been making some squares along. They're not doing one every single solitary day. Some content creators, we have 2 of them. They are not dropping a video every day. Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations and Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet. I know Patricia, she will be doing a square here or there to make a different project, something much smaller, and I'm excited to see that. Nova is making her plan is to make 3 different projects that go together with her squares, and I'm excited to see those when she is able to get those done, because they sound amazing. And I know she's dropping a video here and there, kind of like a recap on how many squares she's done. And I don't think she's doing all 100, but she's doing her own thing too. She's freehanding a lot, just like I am. I probably could have whipped out a lot more squares if I wasn't freehanding so much. But when inspiration strikes, what do you do? Because it's not, sometimes I say I have an Etch-a-Sketch head, just, and it's whatever's in there's gone. Not the same way when I get inspiration. It's not going to leave until I put it to use. So that's kind of where I've been going with that. So yeah, but I've got me a little list of some other ones I want to do that they're not freehanded, and we'll see how far that list gets me before inspiration strikes again, right? But anyhow, guys, I know this is a little late. We had a little unexpected group of guests arrive at our house. And yeah, it wasn't people. I needed to go do an online order pickup since we've been sick. And I went outside and I happened to notice a kitten on my tire that disappeared under, yeah, and there was 6 kittens in the motor of my car. So Brian, sick and all, had to go in and rescue them. I took a little bit of video once we got them all out and got them in a box so we could get my car moved further away from the porch where apparently they felt safe. So hopefully they won't venture out that far to get up in my motor again. Fingers crossed. They belong to neighbors on the other side of the tree line. They are barn kitties. I've talked about, yeah, there was 6 of them. 6. 5 of them belong to the mother cat, and one of them apparently either adopted her or she adopted it because it is much, much younger. Hers are about 6 weeks old because I know the date they were born. This other little tag along is probably about 3.5, 4 weeks. So it's teeny tiny, but they are precious. And I will try and get that. I think I'll do a video short so you guys can see the rescues that we got out of the motor of my car. So anyways, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday and come back tomorrow on Sunday for day 26 and see what square we're up to. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. And I'm going to go gargle with some honey water and rest a little bit and maybe try and watch a movie and crochet. So with that, I'm going to tell you guys good night. Love you bunches. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.